This is the new 2025 Ford Kuga. So this is my first impressions of the car. I actually checked this out yesterday at Simply Ford. This was over in Beaulieu. So you'll see quite a few nice Fords just in this little walk around. And this was my kind of like first up close and personal with the car. What I'll do is I'll tell you about the new Ford Kuga. I've actually got opportunities next month to sort of share a little bit more of Ford. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. Basically pause it and kind of just show you kind of the details of it. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because generally I saw this car and it was one that made me want to record it. It was one that made me want to do the walk around, make me want to sort of see sort of part of it, partly because of this colour. And this colour, actually, I've had a little check on Ford's website. And this is basically like the model range that you can kind of get for the car. Titanium, ST-Line Active and ST-Line X. This particular car was an ST-Line. ST-Line starts from, well, the model range starts from £32,095. The ST line, which you show here, starts from £37,395. The Active starts from £38,965, and the ST line X £39,705. And as you go through it, you then get bigger alloy wheel size and more kit as standard. That's basically it. But what I want to briefly talk about as well is going through kind of like the engines. You can get the 1.5 6-speed manual, the 2.5 litre 180 PS front wheel drive CVT automatic, that's a hybrid system in that, and then you've got the 2.5 Duratec 243 PS CVT automatic as well. Obviously the increasing power gives you more speed, more torque. That's basically the idea is with that as well. I quite like the 6-speed manual actually as well. Just to add on this, so the car that I actually tested that I saw was an ST-Line X, and that's because it had all the optional extras. It had the pan roof, which you can't spec as an option, so that's how I know it was an ST-Line X. It also had the 19-inch wheels. But what I also noticed is that when you choose the ST-Line X, you can choose a fourth engine, which is a 2.5 PHEV, which is fully a hybrid electric vehicle, which basically means you don't plug it in. But most importantly, that one has the 183 PS four-wheel drive. So four-wheel drive, which is obviously pretty handy for a car like that. I think that one was the four-wheel drive, but obviously quite hard to tell completely. But yeah, I just wanted to splice that one in so you guys are aware of the engine specs. Colour-wise, that colour of that car was an £800 option, and it was in solar silver, which, as I'll go back to the walk around, because that's kind of what I wanted to stick on. I really like the looks of this car. So the moment I saw this, I was just like, yeah, there were so many cool fast Fords around, which were really, really exciting, really, really great to kind of check out. And I saw this and I was like, wow, this looks like something else. This looks like something that I would like to get a hand of. And actually, really, really excitingly actually, and I'll kind of increase the size of my face just a little bit for this. Last year in 2023, I got a random message from Ford and they said, oh, do you want to do a bit of R&D for us? And I was like, wow, that's surprising. And I didn't really know what it was about. And basically, you know, usual sign an NDA, so non-disclosure agreement. And they actually brought to me a Ford Kuga, an old Ford Kuga model year. And they drove it to my drive and basically 3 of them, they recorded it and I sat inside it and I went through it. But it was the new Kuga that they wanted the work on basically. And I sort of gave my feedback, and being quite, if you know, familiar with my channel, I quite like the performance. I like a little bit of fun and engagement, which I feel is a big part of what the Ford brand is about. And I was like, well, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to try and give it my best. So I actually had a small part to play in the actual kind of design, well, some of the elements that went into this car, which is pretty cool. However, I don't know too much about the aesthetics, but we'll have to see. But out of all the SUVs that I've seen, I'll shrink my face again a little bit to just go through this. This is one of the best looking ones for me. Really loved it in that solar silver. I was like, wow. And I had a good little, you know, I like a bit of a touch and feel. This is me seeing the car in the metal yesterday. And I'm very much a in-person person. I'd rather speak to people in person than over text or phone call. I like that engagement. And going through this car, it was really top quality. The paintwork was so top quality. The whole car was really, really sleek and clean. And it just had that element of premium about it, which I haven't really specifically seen from Ford before. That's sort of like, oh, wow, you know, this is actually a really, really cracking car. I loved the wheels. I loved some sort of like the shiny chrome parts as well. This owner obviously washed it pretty cleanly for this event. Down in the New Forest, it's actually in Beaulieu, the motor museum this was held, simply Ford. So Ford enthusiasts essentially come down, send all their Fords. That's why you'll see it in the background. I like the wheels on this particular car. I believe it's the 18-inch because this is the ST-Line. Red brake calipers was a nice sort of like just to change the touch, because obviously it is mostly black, silver. Yeah, rear tinted windows as well. And this is a community channel, so let me know what you guys kind of think about it as well. This is the automatic, so I believe this would have had the 2.5. That's what I could just see just through the window there. Yeah, pan roof as well, so very, very highly specified car. And just every single angle I really, really liked. So there's the hybrid sort of nature of it. And yeah, I mean, so this guy, owner's obviously gone sort of full out on this car to make it, well, yeah, his own pride, his or her own pride and joy, I should say. But it's definitely got some sort of metallic sort of, I don't know, fleck in it as well. Rear view camera looks very, very nice. You can get the dog in the back. It's got the dog cage. Not sure if that's a Ford accessory or if that's just something they found. But very interested. What do you think? You know, I'm going through these kind of images and, you know, hopefully you're enjoying them. But what do you think of the car? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's like, is that, yeah, what do you think of it compared to the old Puma as well? I really like the touches. And what I was noticing is, and as I was touching and feeling it, is you can feel like that's real proper like quality stuff, like gloss black. You know, it's a high premium vehicle, and that's what Ford seems to be doing with this new Kuga, which I think is exciting. It's a big car, but then that's what you kind of want. You see quite a few other people just noticing it. You know, a lot of cars there, and I was like, oh, what's this one? It was actually parked very close to where I previously owned a Mark III Ford Focus RS edition, and I parked it literally exactly where this car was last year when I was at the event with my Ford. Yeah, no longer own that car. But yeah, there's the size, just to give you an idea of that kind of dimensions. And actually, I can hide my face just a little bit, just to, if it helps, just to give you guys just a little bit more sort of clear view of the Kuga. I appreciate my head in the background might not be the best thing if you want to kind of just see everything about the car. But yeah, really, really nice. Really interesting grooves, actually. I found that really, really interesting just down the side. It felt rugged, but premium. And I know you might think I'm getting carried away, but actually the way the owner specified this car really, really made it high quality. The lights looked really, really good. And this is just my opinion of it. And that's how I can kind of bring it to you. I certainly felt it was a step up from the previous, and because it was so sunny, you can see the pearlescent sort of paint coming through there. Colour I'd 100% recommend. I think it looked gorgeous, really, really did. Big, large Ford badge as well, you know, quite imposing, but not like, it didn't look stupid, if that made sense. It didn't look too in your face. Yeah, it had those kind of parts to it. And yeah, that's the view. You're all the car you would ever need, really, in a Kuga. Really interested to know how it drives, actually, and I hope to get, well, I should get the opportunity next month, because I'll spend some time with Ford at an event, and they will likely have this new Ford Kuga there, so I can give you a bit of driving impression. So yeah, subscribe if you want to see that. That's a big part of the channel as well, to see future content. I do love my Fords, my fast Fords. I'll bring my face back into screen, and what we'll do is I will share with you just briefly. That's basically the car that was kind of specified, as we kind of mentioned before. And the interior, trying to get it to how they kind of liked it, if that made sense. This one, it being in the manual, that's kind of what it looks like. That's the one part that I haven't got up to speed with, so I can't really tell you too much yet with my first impressions, other than these sort of images as well. Large screen as well from Ford. The extras, though, 16-inch wheels, 20-inch wheels as well, £1,200 for that. Not many, actually. Not many. So this owner obviously just went for the normal ST-Line. I don't believe it was ST-Line X. And then stuck the 2.5 litre engine in it. And that is your new Ford Kuga. And yeah, excited and happy to be able to kind of share it with you guys. As you can see it moving around there. And just some of the sort of like... it says electric range is up to 42 miles, fully charged in 3.5 hours, so that's because it's a hybrid. Towing capacity 2,100 kilos. This is self-charge. You can featuring the self-charging hybrid or EcoBoost engine, as I kind of mentioned, so you can just get it as a petrol engine. Titanium ST-Line or the Active series. There's some more of the videos of it. Oh, I like the bar on top, actually. Obviously, I didn't see the car on, but I did get, up close and personal in the metal with the car. And yeah, big fan. Big thumbs up for me. And that's why I'm sharing it. I can't really share something that I don't get passionate about. And I really like this car. And I have spent a lot of time with that style of infotainment with the Focus ST, actually. So that's one thing about it. But that's pretty much all you can do a 24-hour test drive if you really want to check out the Ford Kuga. There's a little bit more with the wheel and the infotainment there, and actually some buttons as well, which is quite refreshing as well. Not too full on with the tech. It can be a bit too touchscreeny for some. Certainly, from my opinion, 360 camera, that's very good. It's very handy in a large car. Dynamic headlights. You can tow a lot more now. He's got a boat on the back there. That's pretty exciting to tow that across. And navigation is improved. So I wonder if it's even updated from the one that I've tried. Obviously, you've got like the trailer ability as well, because it's a FEV. Automatically switch to electric only zones when you're in ultra low emissions. That's very cool, actually. The digital cluster screen. And it says, what else did it say? Flexible rear seats and up to 536 litre boot space, flexible space, more than enough room, slide rear seats back for extra leg room, or forward for more luggage space. So I look forward to actually really getting up close and personal with the car in the metal and really sort of seeing it. This person has in the back to sort of share it. And actually, I'll kind of share this clip. Obviously, these are some of the things you can do with the Kuga. I'm very much interested in like the driving sort of elements of it, and that's going to be quite cool to see. And yeah, to be able to have a little bit more dimension to sort of play around with the car, obviously for families. And there's the engine, so the 1.5 150 PS, the 2.5 180 PS, sort of like the speeds differences in there, and obviously the 243 PS 2.5 FEV to run on electric as well. So there you go, a bit about the ownership costs. And yeah, if you're interested, well, contact Ford. But if you're really, really interested, subscribe to my channel, because I will share as much more information I can in the future when I get up close, when I actually get to drive the car and to sort of share it on the channel. And it is a community channel, so please feel free to get involved in the comments. If you owned a previous Kuga, if you owned a new Kuga, if it's a car that you're thinking of getting, and if you have any questions, I'll let you know. Or other people will look in and sort of say like, oh wow, that's really helpful. And that's the whole part of my channel. And have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for watching. And have a great one.